New tonight, former President Trump attacking the former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. Well, the reason is that Christie said Republicans need to look ahead. They need to move past the 2020 election. That's it. Stop talking about 2020. That's what he said. Well, Trump is livid, and he has come out and claimed that Christie was, quote, absolutely massacred for these statements. Well, Christie's comments at the time and the location, a GOP event, received only a little applause. But there are others in the party who agree with him. Jeff Zeleny is out front.
A Republican resurgence is in the air, exactly 1 year before the 2022 midterm elections.
We can no longer talk about the past and the past elections. No matter where you stand on that issue, no matter where you stand, it is over.
Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie offering a blunt roadmap for the party's future.
Every minute that we spend talking about 2020, while we're wasting time doing that, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi, and Chuck Schumer are laying ruin to this country. We better focus on that and take our eyes off the rearview mirror and start looking through the windshield again.
He's talking, of course, about former President Donald Trump.
I may even decide to beat them for a third time, okay?
The proverbial elephant in every Republican room, whose conspiracy theories, grievances, and score settling are a driving force in a party still firmly in his command. A year after losing the White House and control of Congress, Republicans are at a critical crossroads as they capitalize on Democratic divisions in hopes of reclaiming their majority.
Is President Trump part of that discussion? Of course he is. And those voices that want to silence him, I think, are ridiculous.
Fresh signs of optimism are coursing through the GOP, following a big win in the Virginia governor's race and a stunning finish in New Jersey. Yet those signs of strength have shined a brighter light in balancing the risks and rewards of embracing the former president. Today in Kentucky, Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell instructed his party to spend more time talking about President Biden.
The key to 22 is to have a discussion with the American people about how they feel about the new administration and the Democratic Congress and what they're doing. So I think the election will be about the future, not about the past.
Trump's role in midterm election races and whether he runs for president again is a central question hanging over the party. At a weekend GOP gathering in Las Vegas, that question was on the back burner as former Vice President Mike Pence and a parade of Republicans made appearances.
Just 12 months away from a great Republican comeback, and we're going to win back this country in 2024.
That field of potential 2024 candidates is already taking shape, with more than a dozen ambitious Republicans in the earliest stages of exploring a run, some of whom said they would step aside if Trump steps up again. Not Christie, who told CNN's Maeve Reston that doing so would be a sign of weakness.
Anybody who says that they'll step aside for anybody else, I'd say to you, doesn't belong being president. You don't believe in yourself enough to stand up to anyone, then you can't possibly stand up for everyone.
To rebuild, Republicans know they must win over at least some of the suburban voters who left the party under Trump. That was one of the brightest spots for the GOP in last week's elections. Longtime Republican Ari Fleischer, a former White House press secretary, said any questions about Trump would be answered after the midterm elections.
This suburban reversal is significant, with or without Donald Trump on the ballot. The trick for Republicans going forward, in my opinion, is to keep revving up the rural areas and the lower income, non-college educated areas, and just be reasonable in the suburbs. Don't scare people, and the suburbs will come home.
Now, even as Christie and other Republicans urge the party to look forward, not backward, Aaron, that debate is not happening in all quarters of the party.
No.
Tonight, right now, the former president is headlining a House Republican fundraising dinner. Kevin McCarthy, of course, has chosen to embrace the former president. 1 year from tonight, the votes are counted in those midterm election races.
Well, one year from tonight, and how fast it will go.